So
up next, second place, I do believe, at round 1.
yes, Lewis Geldart, another driver travelling down from Scotland.
A long way, yeah.
We've got some drivers from all over the UK and, well, the world. We've got Sultan, obviously, out there in that. We've got, tell a lie, we've got Samir, sorry, in the R34 that we've seen. So Lewis Geldart, LS powered S14. This car's normally very, very loud. I know he's had to tame it this weekend for the noise restrictions here, but the LS, still, look at that. That was
absolutely brilliant.
On point on that first flipping point.
Shallow.
Yeah. Point 2. Could have been closer to that wall on 3. And not as wide through that hairpin as the judges were asking for.
Definitely another banker there for one in the bag, but yeah, not a bit uncharacteristic there from Louis. Very, very good driver. Yeah, second place. So just a bit of a mix-up on the start line there. Ben's eager to drive, as you say. He's got out of his van into his race car and didn't want to drive. Wanted to have a skid straight away. So up next, Lewis Geldart from Scotland, all the way in that V8 powered S14. Very good first run. So
yeah, me and Lewis's dad were talking between events regarding whether or not Lewis wants to go in the pro class, but I know he wants the championship, he wants the Pro-Am title, so I think even if he qualifies for the top 4 for Anglesey, I think he's going to remain in the Pro-Am class.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, scrappy start to that run, but pulled it together for the rest of it, and yeah, it looked very, very tidy at the end. Not sure that he's done enough to top his first score, but he was already sitting in 4th position, so Lewis is safe. Lewis is safe in them top 5 drivers going through for tomorrow's top 32. So now.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 4 of the British Drift Championship. We are down at Lydden Hill in Kent. We are, what you can see in the background here, boys and girls, ladies and gents watching at home, are the Pro-Am drivers. They are heading out onto the grid for the start of the Pro-Am top 32. We had an absolute fantastic day there yesterday. The weather was fantastic, really, really hot. It's the same again this morning. We're baked in glorious sunshine down here in the heart of the UK, or the heart of the Kent countryside. So get set back, get yourself some beers in if you're that way inclined. It's nice and early in the morning here. It's 10:30 in the UK. Obviously, if you're watching around the world, don't forget, get involved with us. Let us know where you're watching from. Use the hashtag BDCRD4, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at UKBDC. So we have got a real good mixture of cars out there. We've got BMWs, we've got Nissans, we've got Matt Denham here in the LS V8 powered RX-7, and the turbo's actually in the rear of that car. We'll go into that in a little bit more detail. My co-commentator for the Pro-Am class this morning will be Ian Waddington, who's up in the tower all ready to rock and roll. And give me a couple of minutes and I shall join him up in the tower. So it's over to Ian upstairs. Just going to grab our sheets so that you know exactly what we've got coming up. Our first battle will be Tony Walker, who qualified 5th against Ryan Pothecary in the Genetic Drifters S13. 4th place was Lewis in qualifying was Lewis Geldart in the LS powered the Interceptor car. That's another car that's. I mean, he came 2nd here at round 1.
2nd at round 1. He won the last round at Teesside. He's on a storm at the minute, Mark. He's in the playing for the championship. Him, Adam Simmons, is tight up the top yesterday. You showed me the layout of the top 5 drivers in the Pro-Am class. I mean, depending on how today goes, if we get a new champion, a new top place finisher that's not in the standing for the championship, Anglesey, our final round, is going to be an absolutely amazing round to watch, because everything's going to be to play for.
Yeah, it's going to...
Not to drift. Others will drift, warm their tyres up, get their cars set up, get their cars dialed in to the track conditions this morning. They may have slightly changed overnight. Highly unlikely, but the temperature today is a lot cooler than what it was yesterday. We've got a slight breeze, so a little bit of wind at Lydden Hill. Hoping that there's no bad weather on its way. Hopefully not. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. So we can just see Tony Walker now pulling up to the start line. Lewis Geldart versus Andy Arnott. Lewis Geldart in the running for the championship. Andy Arnott that learned to drift school. Driving a new chassis this weekend, another S13.
I spoke to the driver yesterday of that car, and he's actually borrowed that car for this weekend.
He doesn't own it. He's borrowed it.
No, he doesn't own it. He's actually borrowed it.
So I think it's Matt Chippiata. Is
no,
it?
It's
no,
it's a guy called. Excuse me, I forgot it. It's Kine. I believe it's Kine.
Okay.
Whose car that is actually owned by. So, but no, it's obviously the drifting community, as we're all well aware of. We're all a good friendly bunch, and we do plenty of loans and so on and so forth. I mean, for example, this afternoon we know that Shane Lynch had problems with his turbo yesterday on the Jap Speed Lexus.
Yep.
Keelan Woods had engine problems, and the turbo's been borrowed from Keelan Woods' car, and it's now sat under the bonnet of the Jap Speed Lexus. So it just shows the community spirit within the world of drifting.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will help everyone out. Len Cars, Len Tools, Andy Arnott just putting in a spin there on his practice run over the finishing line. These guys, you'll see people running around the pits later on when it gets a bit manic, trying to help fix each other's cars, help each other out. But on the start line, we see going to go down for the practice run. Two Lasser Tyres drivers and our pro commentator Ben Manuel there in the E36 from Slide Motorsport, and Richard McCourt from Team Lasser Tyres, just going to put their practice run down. Ben in his completely rebuilt E36 for this season, running a 2JZ powered BMW there, built by Marcin Mucha from MAC in Dundee. Absolutely phenomenal build. Cars absolutely brilliant. Serious horsepower, 600 horsepower in that BMW. And
Richard McCourt, we've known Richard for a lot of years now, teammate of Simon Perry and Joe Fletcher. So obviously we had issues with Richard's car yesterday. Like we said yesterday, the Lasser team always have beautifully prepared cars. They're always in one piece, and we had issues. I'd missed what happened, but he must have had an off in practice with his rear window broken, and his rear bumper missing, which you'd never see that with a Lasser car normally. No, it never happens.
Yeah, as Mark said, then if you get over to the pits later, you will see the only R35 GTR in the UK that has been specifically built for drifting, driven by Simon Perry, a phenomenal car, running a Quaife gearbox, absolute work of art. And another phenomenal car down there is Jodie Fletcher's S15 RB powered car. Like Mark said, their cars are always immaculately prepared, ready to go. We can see Lewis Geldart on the line, but Andy Arnott has stopped by his crew.
Yeah, he's called another 5. He's called a 5-minute rule, the same as
Ryan Toporowski. So we're going to run to the next battle, which will be Ben Manuel versus Richard McCourt.
Yep, we'll get that one underway. So we keep the action flowing. So we've started the timer on Andy Arnott. So the stopwatch is running for Andy, but we can see Ryan there ready for when it's his turn to go out with Robin Jake. So first run then for Ben Manuel and Richard McCourt, and we've got another red flag up there from our start line man. So red flags for those two. They will then head back round to the start line. Obviously,
Ben Manuel it's the first battle out. Yeah, we've been there. You sit on the start line. The driver, Martin Richards, and a few other drivers yesterday explaining, saying to me that the first battle, once you get the first battle under your belt and you're out and you're off, everything else from there is easy. But Ben Manuel obviously sat on that start line, got a bit excited, launched it away, drag raced Richard McCourt. That's not fair, that's not what we want to see. So red flag, and we start the battle again.
So we're going to see, we see Ryan Toporowski there has got his tyres changed on that S15. So we're going to see the second run from Robin Jakes. This is the second half of the battle that we saw. Obviously Ryan's put a fresh set of boots on the back of that S15. So Robin Jakes will lead into this first corner. Obviously the first run, Robin was sketchy on his chase.
Yeah, very sketchy. A lot of corrections, Mark. Not what we want to see. Nice fluid run behind, mirroring exactly what the lead car's doing. Ryan again with a very late initiation. Robin throwing that LS powered S13 in, but not really running the qualifying line, just shallow.
And then Ryan there making a straighten going up the hill towards clip 3 and round 4. And Robin Jakes re-initiates, and so does Ryan as they go around the final corner and out to clip 7 and over the finish line.
Very hard to judge that. Not a very fluid, easy battle to judge. Quite sketchy. Few mistakes from both drivers. So, can confirm that Ryan Toporowski from Skid Risk will go through to the top 16. So Ryan Toporowski there, that new chassis, Mark.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I can hear his girlfriend and his team screaming down there with joy. I haven't seen Ryan drive that well for a very long time. It's good to see him. He's a nice guy. He's a big friendly giant. Helps a lot of people out, and good to see him finally getting results in a new car. So on the start line, Lewis Geldart and Andy Arnott. This will be the first half of the battle with Lewis Geldart to lead, 4th place qualifier. Nice early initiation there from Louis.
So yeah, Lewis there driving that qualifying line absolutely perfectly. Andy there just clipping that wall up towards clip 3 at the top of the hill. And Lewis Geldart smoking that LS powered S14 as they go around that final corner, pulling a massive lead on Andy Arnott there. There'll be a huge advantage there on the board for Lewis Geldart, so they will then head, by the look of it, it looks like we know Richard McCourt is on a 5-minute rule, having not reappeared at the start line. He obviously has issues with that R33. We can see him up behind the start line there. The team are working frantically to get that Lasser Tyres R33 to the line. So we'll go straight into the second run for Robin Jakes and Lewis Geldart then.
So yeah,
while we wait for Richard to get that car sorted, hopefully the boys will be hard at work up there in the pit area at the top, getting those cars ready.
So that's Andy Arnott on the start line.
Yep, Andy Arnott in the
and Lewis
L2D
Geldart.
And Lewis.
Andy to lead. Pulled a. I don't know. I'm going to go with my own instinct here and say that Louis pulled a good advantage on that first run by putting a lot of distance on Andy. So let's see if Lewis is going to stick it on the door of Andy Arnott, who's running a very good qualifying line so far. And yep, Lewis just knocking the rear bumper off that S14, but a massive spin from Andy Arnott, just finalising the decision there for the judges.
So yeah, we'll just wait for 100% confirmation, but it looks like it's a done deal that Lewis Geldart will go through. Yep, Lewis Geldart then goes through to the top 16 over Andy Arnott, and we see.
So we're going to run down the next battle. Ben Manuel versus Lewis Geldart. Lewis Geldart currently sitting in 2nd position in the championship.
Yeah, Ben Manuel not really showing in the standings. He's had issues with his car at the start of the season. So
yeah, fresh build, but sticked it on the door. Made a big error though, unfortunately there. Just goes to stick it on the door as he goes through that cut through, but unfortunately forced himself into an error. People always say you win or lose the battle yourself, and I think Ben Manuel
straight on to Lewis Geldart and Ben Manuel.
Ben Manuel carrying a lot of speed down that hill, but Lewis Geldart not scared. Championship
contender.
Yeah, he's got it all to play for here as he comes up for the transition. Ben much better in lead position than he was in his chase run. Little straight in there, but gets it dialed, gets it through. Lewis just running that curve. Good chase run there from Lewis, much better than what Ben did. but we can confirm, unfortunately, Slide Motorsport Ben Manuel is out, and Lewis Geldart in that Interceptor will go through to the top 8, a great 8.
Yep, so next up we will have that Nick Brady will go through to the next round of competition. So that completes our drivers ready for the Great 8.
Wow. What a lineup. We've whittled these down. We've got some absolutely brilliant battles coming up. Some championship
straight
contentions.
Away, we have got Lewis Geldart leading Ryan Pothcary into that first corner. Ryan just coming off line a little bit. Close enough to Lewis. And Lewis just a little bit shy. And Ryan Pothcary
driving like a beast this weekend. Absolutely pushing that S14 of Lewis Geldart around. Ryan knows that Lewis is second in the championship, and Ryan has nothing to lose and everything to gain here. Brilliant chase run there.
Very good
run, and a very good lead run there from Lewis Geldart. Lewis Geldart, like I said yesterday, found his feet in this car this year, and him and his family put in some serious hours. It's paying off. Up next, Battle of the Scots. Yeah, so up next, the Battle of the Scots, Fraser Stark versus Steve Donnelly. Fraser Stark potentially here could mix up the championship again. So as we take off from the line, no practice, straight into it. This is our Grade 8. Fraser Stark flat out in that 1JZ powered E30.
Yeah, the Battle of the Scotsmen. Both drivers travelling down from Scotland down here. We are just right on the south coast near Dover. So Fraser Stark then on that. Stephen Donnelly. Massive mistake for Steve there in the Dymax Engineering Link ECU RX7. Fraser Stark carries on. I think Stephen got a little bit spooked there with
big fast snappy transition there from Fraser in that big E30 Touring. It just looked to me like Steve didn't want to scratch that brand new build, backed out of it a little bit, and put himself into a half spin. So on the start line, Ryan Pothcary versus Lewis Geldart. Ryan putting in a blisteringly good chase run there. So Ryan is going to be pumped as he leads down. Lewis, everything to win here as they send it in. Ryan absolutely firing in, but Lewis Geldart on the quarter.
Lewis
big
makes
error
a mistake.
from Lewis there. As they
Could we see another upset? Could we see another upset? Has Ryan done enough on that first run chasing? There's a gap there. Lewis isn't close enough.
Mark, Ryan's chase run was a lot closer than what Lewis was, and massive error there as Lewis fired that car in after the first qualifying. And well.
Ryan Pothcary, Genetic Drifters, knocks
through
out Lewis Geldart and moves on into the semi-finals. So another championship contender put to the wayside for Ryan Pothcary.
You can hear the anti-lag of that RX7. Big entry from Steve Donnelly there, but Fraser throwing down an equally as big entry as they come through that hairpin.
But of course we know that Fraser's got a massive advantage here over Steve after Steve span on that first run. So